Today is Thursday. And this is a throwback.
Today is Thursday, and this is a throwback. It's an obnoxiously long hashtag and a nostalgic rich talk show presented by the Peridot. Today in history. On December 18th, 1787, New Jersey became the third state admitted to the United States when it ratified the U.S. Constitution. On December 18th, 1865, by proclamation by the U.S. Secretary of State, the 13th Amendment outlawing slavery, except for as a punishment for a crime, was officially entered into force, having been ratified by the requisite states on December 6, 1865. On December 18th, 1966, the TV special How the Grinch Stole Christmas, an adaptation of Dr. Seuss's classic children's book, aired for the first time and became a holiday staple. On December 18th, 2019, President Donald Trump became the third U.S. president to be impeached by the House of Representatives, which charged him with abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Birthday, it's your birthday. On December 18th, 1917, legendary actor, playwright, and social activist Ossie Davis was born. On December 18th, 1943, British guitarist Keith Richards of the rock band The Rolling Stones was born. On December 18th, 1946, Academy Award winning film director Steven Spielberg was born. On December 18th, 1963, Academy Award winning actor Brad Pitt was born. On December 18th, 1980, Grammy Award winning singer Christina Aguilera was born. Today's Throwback VHS is a compilation of some of my favorite number one movies on December 18th. Pop some popcorn and enjoy this movie marathon. On December 18th, 1992, A Few Good Men was number one at the US box office, an American legal drama film produced and directed by Rob Reiner. Rest in peace. And written by Aaron Sorkin, who adapted his 1989 play. It stars an ensemble cast including Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kevin Pollak, J.T. Walsh, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Kiefer Sutherland. The plot follows the court martial of two U.S. Marines charged with murder of a fellow Marine and the tribulations of their lawyers as they prepare a case. On December 18th, 1993, The Pelican Brief was the number one movie in America, an American legal thriller film based on the 1992 novel by John Grisham. Directed by Alan J. Pakula, the film stars Julia Roberts in the role of young law student Darby Shaw and Denzel Washington as Washington Herald reporter Gray Grantham. The plot follows a law student whose legal brief about the assassination of two Supreme Court justices causes her to be targeted by killers. She realizes just how accurate her accusations have been when her lover and mentor is murdered. Forced to go on the run in New Orleans, she is aided by a journalist who helps her unravel a conspiracy involving senior government officials. On December 18th, 1995, and celebrating its 30th anniversary, Waiting to Exhale topped the U.S. box office. An American romantic comedy drama film directed by Forrest Whitaker in his feature film directorial debut and starring Whitney Houston and Angela Bassett. The film was adapted from the 1992 novel of the same name by Terry McMillan. Leela Rashan, Loretta Devine, Dennis Haysbert, Michael Beach, Gregory Hines, Donald Faison, and McKelty Williamson rounded out the rest of the cast. The original music score was composed by Kenneth Babyface Edmonds. The story centers on four women living in the Phoenix metropolitan area and their relationships with men and one another. On December 18th, 1997, Titanic was the number one movie in America, an American epic romantic disaster film written and directed by James Cameron, incorporating both historical and fictionalized aspects It is based on accounts of the sinking of RMS Titanic in 1912. Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet star as members of different social classes who fall in love during the ship's ill-fated maiden voyage. The ensemble cast includes Billy Zane, Kathy Bates, Frances Fisher, Bernard Hill, Jonathan Hyde, Danny Nucci, David Warner, and Bill Paxton. On December 18, 1998, You've Got Mail was at the top of the U.S. box office, an American romantic comedy drama film directed by Nora Ephron and starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, alongside Parker Posey, Gene Stapleton, Dave Chappelle, Steve Zahn, and Greg Kinnear. Inspired by the 1937 Hungarian play Parfumeri by Miklos Laszlo, which had earlier been adapted in 1940 as The Shop Around the Corner and in 1949 as In the Good Old Summertime. The screenplay was co-written by Nora and Delia Ephron. It tells the story of two people in an online romance who are unaware they are also business rivals. It marked the third pairing of Hanks and Ryan, who previously appeared together in Joe versus the Volcano in 1990 and Sleepless in Seattle, also one of my favorites, in 1993. The latter directed by Ephron. The film takes its name from the greeting AOL users receive when they get new emails.
You've got mail.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Today's throwback is dedicated to Barbie's Dream House. Mattel debuted the Dream House in 1962, 3 years after Barbie hit the market, and at a time when it was rare for a woman to own her own home. The first Dream House was made of cardboard and had one room. It had a television set, a record player, and no kitchen. By 1974, the Barbie Dream House was a townhouse with 3 stories and 6 rooms. In 1979, as cities shrunk, the house was a suburban seeming A-frame with 2 stories and 6 rooms. The house was modular, meaning that children could deconstruct the rooms and rearrange them. In 1990, the Dream House was a 2-story McMansion with glittery pink exterior. By 2008, the house remained pink but returned to the 3-story townhouse shape that was sold in 1974 and featured a garage for Barbie's convertible. Real-life exhibits of the house have been built. In 2023, physical versions were built in Malibu to promote the 2023 Barbie film, which led to a pink paint shortage. You know what time it is? Yeah. It's time for the #1 song of the day. It's the #1 song of the day. On December 18th, 1978, disco band Chic topped the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts with Le Freak. Written and produced by Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers, it was their first single from their second album, C'est Chic. Freak out! Let freak, C'est Chic. Freak out! Hey! Let freak, C'est Chic. Well, that concludes today's show. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Peridot Network on YouTube. Listen to the Peridot's playlist on Spotify, and follow the Peridot.net on Instagram, TikTok, and the website formerly known as Twitter.
Today is Thursday. And this is a throwback.